Okay, so after you've or excuse me, not installed, after you've downloaded your Ubuntu ISO, you really should look at the checksum of the file you've downloaded and compare it to what it ought to be. Now, of course, the question there might arise: what is a checksum, and why should I care about that? Right? And there's this great article. It'd be awesome if you read on your own. I've posted it to the forum, but let's just try to go through some of the highlights here. Okay, so the author here, Chris Hoffman, says a checksum is a sequence of numbers and letters used to check data for errors. If you know the checksum of an original file, you can use a checksum utility to confirm your copy is identical. All right. So, basically here you think about it, you're downloading this file, in this case the image for Ubuntu Linux, and you want to make sure that the file has not been corrupted in any way, whether because it lost pieces or became corrupted or damaged in the download process, or because a hacker is trying to give you a file that's mimicking the Ubuntu ISO in order to gain hold of your computing. Okay, so let's get into the technical stuff here about checksums in general, because it's not just in Linux that you find that out. This comes up, I mean to say. So you see it says to produce a checksum, you run a program that puts that file through an algorithm. Typical algorithms used for this include MD5, SHA-1, SHA-256, and SHA-512. Right? And then there's some business here, some more detailed business about how the algorithm works, which again, I'm urging you to read the entire article. But here's what you should really pay attention to. Small changes in the file produce very different looking checksums. For example, we created two different text files that are almost the same, but one has an exclamation point where the other has a period. After running Windows 10's built-in checksumming utility on them, we saw very different checksums. And by the way, I'm going to show you, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that in Windows 10, but I'm also going to show you how to do it on a Mac operating system in case you're using a Mac. A single character difference in the underlying file produces a very different looking checksum. And we see that in this example that he's given, right? You have file 1, text, words, 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 exclamation point, and the same deal, words, 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 except there's a period. And you'll notice that the hash for both, for either of these, differs, right? So you can tell there's a difference in the files. Right? Now, I've already kind of talked about why these are useful, but let's just say it again, okay? And they even give the example of Linux distributions here. So look at this paragraph here. Computers use checksum style techniques to check data for problems in the background, but you can also use this yourself. For example, Linux distributions often provide checksums so you can verify your Linux ISO properly downloaded before burning it to a disk and putting it on a USB drive, right? You could also use checksums to verify the integrity of any other type of file, from applications to documents and media. You just need to know the checksum of the original file. All right, so, and this is precisely what we're going to do here. We're going to check to see if the download that we made of the Linux ISO, the image of Ubuntu Linux we're going to use to install Linux, is in fact the original file, and it hasn't been become corrupt in some way. Okay, so, and for the purposes of at this point, there's a difference in 3 different types of sums here. We're going to end up using SHA-256, but again, you can read the article if you're interested in the difference between these. Okay. So if you're doing this on a Mac, you'll find a how-to video on how to do the checksum for your Ubuntu ISO file in the forum, and if you're doing it on PC, there's a separate video, how-to video for that. So just choose the one that works for you given your platform.